please take your seats. Thank you. How many of you have ever been angry before? Full house, thank you. My name is Garfield Herriot. The topic of my conversation today is going to be giving and accepting forgiveness. Say that with me. Giving and accepting forgiveness. Thank you. Before I begin, I just want to acknowledge you. I realize there's a million other things you could probably be doing right now. I know that time is a resource that we cannot renew, and I respect that. And because of that, I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that our time together is as valuable as possible for you. Good or good? Thank you. Why is forgiveness important? Forgiveness, in my experience, is important because it saves lives. It does what, please? Thank you. It saved mine. Since I'm going to be talking to you about such a vital and pretty heavy aspect of life, is it okay if I tell you a little bit about my personal experience with forgiveness? Thank you. It's 2004, July 6th. Vancouver, Canada. I'm sitting on my couch in my living room, focused, staring at this one little section of cream-colored plush carpet on my living room floor. And I'm thinking, how could you have done it again? She trusted you, and you betrayed her again. The look in her face, in her eyes, the betrayal, knowing. To my core, I'm committed to respect and trust, and I betrayed this woman whom I loved so much and who loved me and trusted me. What's wrong with me? How could I do something like that? I'm going to kill myself. How many of you have ever known somebody who's thought about killing themselves? How many of you have ever thought about taking your own life? Thank you for your honesty. You're not alone. Everybody take a deep breath in. Give a little shake. Thank you for being here with me. I'm still here. I don't have those thoughts anymore. I realize how precious life is. I was able to pull myself up out of that darkness and return to living my life in a very specific way. In that time where I was judging myself, judging my mistakes in the past that I had made, that I couldn't even change if I wanted to, I was considering taking my own life. And since then, I have had some of the most phenomenal experiences that I wouldn't trade for the world. I am with the most incredible woman on the planet who blesses me every day with her grace, her encouragement, her gentle smile, her love, her beauty, her elegance. Her name's Piper. What's her name, please? Piper. Once more, twice as loud. Piper. You're going to meet Piper shortly, and I promise you, you're going to fall in love with her as much as I am. I've identified 4 key principles. How many, please? 4 key principles that saved my life and gave me the ability to forgive. Now, I think it's important to tell you I'm not a religious person. This isn't going to be a sermon. although I can get pretty gosh darn preachy sometimes. These are, in my experience, these are principles that I've uncovered. Is that fair? Would you like to know what they are? Yeah. Thank you. The first principle does that say please? Once more, twice as loud. Why is acceptance important? In my experience, acceptance is the first vital, what's the word please? Vital step towards forgiveness. I had done those things. I cheated on these women. How did I accept that? Well, I accepted the fact that it was a situation, an experience that happened that I created in my life, and I didn't say, okay, I accept that, and it sucks. Okay, I did that, and I'm a fucking shitty person. Pardon my French. I'm Canadian. No, I accepted it as an experience that I had. Period. Over and out. No judgment. It happened. Fair? Turn to somebody and say, I'm an accepting person. Principle number 2. Uh-oh. Hyphen. What's it say? Thank you. Responsa-hyphenability. Responsive-hyphenility, thank you. Responsibility. It's been my experience that we must take full responsibility for every single experience we have, every result in our life. Good and bad, whatever you want to call it. Up, down, right, wrong, black, white. It's an experience. And unless we take full responsibility, then we're at risk of being the victim. Being the what? For the rest of our life. Now, there is no question that sometimes things happen to us, things are done to us, and sometimes, yes, we are victimized. But it is our power. Our what, please? It's our power to be able to choose to take responsibility for the choices we made, which led up to us having that experience. It is also our power to choose how we view and judge that experience. Once it's already happened to us, we can judge it as sucking and horrible and poor me, or we can move on. It's our choice. See, I have the choice. Turn to somebody and say, I'm responsible. Principle number 3. Ooh, I like this blue. Thank you. Letting go. Once I accepted that I had done this to these women that had trusted me, and I had taken responsibility for it, I still found that months later, in meeting new women and wanting to get into relationships with them, this little voice would come in the back of my mind and saying, but you don't deserve to be in a relationship because you're a cheat. You can't be trusted. What? Wait a second, I've accepted it and taken responsibility. Why does this still suck? Because I was hanging on to it. I had taken that experience and pinned it to my heart, and I was letting it infect. What's the word? I was letting it infect my present experience. So how did I let it go? It's very simple. Not necessarily easy, but very simple. I took a deep breath in, and I thought, I am willing and I am ready to let this go now. And I took a deep breath in. And with an exhale, I just let it go. I let it go. It served me long enough. It was my choice to carry it around all those years. It was my choice to let it go. Say, I'm willing to let it go. Principle number... Thank you. You guys are good. Thank you. Worthiness. For me, this was the biggest obstacle. The women I cheated on, everybody I've ever done anything wrong to, has always forgiven me. So therefore, it was my responsibility to punish myself for years and years and years and years and years and... Thank you. I want to be clear about something. It is not our responsibility to be stewing in our own crap for the rest of our lives. I'm going to say that again. It is not our responsibility to be stewing in our own crap for the rest of our lives. Believe me, if I could put on waders and stroll into your vats of crap and shovel it all out so that you could live lives that were happier, more joyous, peaceful, and loving, I would do it. I would do it in a heartbeat. But I can't. Who's the only person who can? It's been your choice to carry it around. It's your choice to let it go. You're the one who can do it. And the good news is you have that power. Say, I have the power. Go like this. I have the power. You have the power to let it go, and it's your choice. And you deserve it. You deserve it. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to be forgiven, and you deserve to be loved. Turn to somebody and say, love rocks. Bam. Can I get a witness? Thank you. What's it say? Again. Again. I've got 4 minutes left, so I haven't got any time to tolerate any bullshit, so I need you to listen. Are you listening? Yeah. Say, I'm listening, Garfield. Say, bring it on. Forgiving someone else, forgiving another person, and I know, we all have someone in our mind that doesn't deserve to be forgiven. We can all think of the Hitlers and the rapists and the child molesters who don't deserve to be forgiven. I'm here to tell you that thinking like that is a trap. Forgiving another person has nothing to do with them. Nothing. And everything to do with our own healing. Hanging on to resentment towards another person, hanging on to anger towards another person, hanging on to that judgment to another person is killing you. Scientifically, literally, physically poisoning you. Look it up. I haven't got time to go into it. T. Harv Eker has a quote that says this: hanging on to anger or resentment towards another person is like drinking poison and expecting them to die. Who's willing to forgive? Prove it. Clear your laps. Put everything on the floor, clear your laps. Put your feet flat on the floor. Put your hands palm up on your lap. Don't need to do an Om symbol or anything, just I want you to close your eyes. I want you to keep them closed throughout this process. I'll let you know when to open them. If you can see me, your eyes are open. Bring to mind somebody that you're holding anger towards or resentment, some sort of upset. That person could be sitting in your seat. Picture their face. Think of the situation that upset you. Hear the words that they have said to you. Feel the pain, feel the feelings, feel the upset in your body. It's okay to be in touch with that. I'm going to take a deep breath in. Let it out. Now repeat after me. I accept the fact that situation happened. Deep breath in. I take responsibility for my part in that experience. I take responsibility for how I've been viewing that experience. I am ready and willing to let it go. Look that person in the face and say, you deserve to be forgiven. Now look them square in the eye and say, I forgive you. Deep breath in. Let it out. And open your eyes. Is that simple? It works. It saved my life. Check in with how you did that process. Maybe you did it just for the sake of going through the motions with me, and that's great. Maybe you weren't ready to forgive whoever you thought of, and you forgave them a little bit. Perfect. You can't do this wrong. You can keep doing it. You can do it over and over again. You can do it with anybody you like. What I do encourage you to do is to do it today. Today. For your own healing. Good news is, the person you're forgiving, they don't even have to know you forgave them. They can go screw themselves. They never have to know. Good or good? These principles saved my life. And that is no bullshit. Please, I encourage you, take these principles and teach them to somebody you care about. You could save their life. I love you all. Thank you.
Garfield Herriot, give him a hand. Mr. Garfield Herriot, give it up, give it up.
My name's Garfield Herriot. My idea from the heart is that forgiveness can heal the world. I've had great experiences with forgiveness, which literally saved my life. And in my experience and from my perspective, I can see that forgiveness is, especially from the way that I've experienced it and the way that I teach it, is sorely lacking from this world and from this planet. People have a strange concept of what forgiveness is, and that's why it's not being practiced.
Okay.
And so I want to help people understand the truth behind forgiveness and the power that it has to change and save lives. It's
been a joy and a nightmare, and it's been incredibly challenging, and I've had to tap into all my faculties and resources of will. I was exercising my will quite a bit and practicing that. I was also desperately trying to exercise my won't from time to time. But I've learned and discovered that my will is definitely stronger than my won't. And I've had, the support has been incredible. I could sit here all day talking about the support. It's been monumental for me. It's been enlightening. It's been missing from my life. And then from a technical side of things, the training has been incredible. The access to learnings and people's willingness to play as big as I do has been amazing. And at the times when I try to shrink away, that bigness in others really inspired me to come back. And yeah, it's been a roller coaster. And thank you for having me along. My call to action is to take the principles that I share about forgiveness and take them and teach them to somebody you love, because you might just save their life. Ideas from the heart. Unleash your heroic voice. Bam!